All right, we should say that both of you are legit on multiple fronts: researchers, programmers, educators, tweeterers, and on the book front too. So Nathan, at some point soon, hopefully has an RLHF book coming out.
It's available for pre-order, and there's a full digital preprint. I'm just making it pretty and better organized for the physical thing, which is a lot of why I do it, because it's fun to create things that you think are excellent in the physical form when so much of our life is digital.
I should say, going to Perplexity here, Sebastian Raschka is a machine learning researcher and author known for several influential books. A couple of them that I wanted to mention, which is a book I highly recommend, Build a Large Language Model from Scratch, and the new one, Build a Reasoning Model from Scratch. So I'm really excited about that. Building stuff from scratch is one of the most powerful ways of learning.
Honestly, building an LLM from scratch is a lot of fun. It's also a lot to learn. And like you said, it's probably the best way to learn how something really works, because you can look at figures, but figures can have mistakes. You can look at concepts, explanations, but you might misunderstand them. But if you see if there is code and the code works, you know it's correct. I mean, there's no misunderstanding. It's like it's precise. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. And I think that's like kind of like the beauty behind coding. It is kind of like it doesn't lie. It's math, basically. So even though with math, I think you can have mistakes in a book you would never notice because you're not running the math when you're reading the book. You can't verify this. And with code, what's nice is you can verify it.
Yeah, I agree with you about the LLM from scratch book. It's nice to tune out everything else, the internet and so on, and just focus on the book. But, I read several, history books. It's just less lonely somehow. It's really more fun. Like, for example, on the programming front, I think it's genuinely more fun to program with an LLM. And I think it's genuinely more fun to read with an LLM. But you're right, like, this distraction should be minimized. So it's you use the LLM to basically enrich the experience, maybe add more context. Maybe the rate of aha moments for me in a small scale is really high with LLMs.
100%. I also want to correct myself. I'm not suggesting not to use LLMs. I suggest doing it in multiple passes, like one pass just offline, focus mode. And then after that, I also take notes, but I try to resist the urge to immediately look things up. I do a second pass. It's just like for me more structured this way, and I get sometimes things are answered in the chapter, but sometimes also it just helps to let it sink in and think about it. Other people have different preferences. I would highly recommend using LLMs when reading books. For me, it's not the first thing to do. It's like the second pass.
By way of recommendation, as I say, I do the opposite. I like to use the LLM at the beginning to lay out the full context of like, what is this world that I'm now stepping into? But I try to avoid clicking out of the LLM into the world of like Twitter and blogs, and because then you're now down this rabbit hole, you're reading somebody's opinion, there's a flame war about a particular topic, and all of a sudden you're now in the realm of the internet and Reddit and so on. But if you're purely letting the LLM give you the context of why this matters, what are the big picture ideas. But sometimes books themselves are good at doing that, but not always. So
this is why I like the ChatGPT app. It gives the AI a home in your computer when you can focus on it rather than just being another tab in my mess of internet options. And I think Claude Code in these particular does a good job of making that a joy, where it seems very engaging as a product designed to be an interface that your AI will then go out into the world. And it's something that is very kind of intangible between it and Codex, is that it just feels kind of warm and engaging, where Codex can often be as good from OpenAI, but it just kind of like feels a little bit rougher on the edges, whereas like Claude Code makes it fun to build things, particularly from scratch, where you just you don't have to care, but you trust that it'll make something. Like obviously this is good for websites and kind of refreshing tooling and stuff like this, which I use it for, or data analysis. So my blog, we scrape Hugging Face. So we keep the download numbers for every data set and model over time now. So we have them. And it's like Claude was just like, yeah, I've made use of that data, no problem. And I was like, that would have taken me days. And it's like, then I have enough situational awareness to be like, okay, these trends obviously make sense and you can check things. But that's just a kind of wonderful interface where you can have an intermediary and not have to do the kind of awful low-level work that you would have to do to maintain different web projects and do this stuff.